Welcome to this video review on a coffee kiosk business plan. Now, this is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to share with you critical information you got to know when it comes down to the business model itself, sharing principles, concepts, just things that make the business turn, the mechanics that when you put the gasoline in the engine of your car, when you press on the brakes and you turn the key in ignition, it actually goes, and how fast it goes is really what I'm going to be talking about. How fast it goes to get the results that you want. And when I say fast, I'm not talking about necessarily fast getting results that you want, just getting results in general that you want with this business model. So you're going to want to pay close attention, and for those of you who don't know who I am, that's totally cool. You probably shouldn't. I'm no guru, but I do know a couple things about business, having started a couple of them over the last 4.5 years. My name is Brando Olinick, and that's Brando Olinick, not Brandon, but when it comes down to a coffee kiosk business, all right, mapping out the business plan, it's very essential that you know what your overhead is. And I know a lot of you guys are like, well, yeah, Brando, that is, what you do with the business plan, of course. Tell me something I don't know. For those of you sitting with your arms crossed, like, what is this guy talking about? When it comes down to a coffee kiosk business, you're looking at a small overhead, all right, because you're not dealing with, obviously, a Starbucks franchise. You're not dealing with a coffee house business where you've got your own, facility and store. You're looking at a kiosk, so it's tiny, okay? And because of that, due to this, and you see this all the time in malls, you're looking at a couple employees, maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 max, depending on the size of the kiosk, depending on the location of the kiosk. You got to keep in mind, malls, okay, will charge you depending on size, okay, depending on size and location in the mall. So price is going to vary on that upfront investment, but I'm not just talking about investment upfront money-wise, all right? I'm talking about investment time-wise, and this is so critical. So many people completely overlook it, and I think it's one of the biggest reasons why a lot of businesses traditionally go out of business in the first 6 to 12 months, and the reason being is because the time that you have to put into the business to make it grow, to make it maintain itself on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, where you got to keep in mind the supplies, the equipment, the employees that you got to manage, okay? It's a lot of work, all right? This is not some overnight press a button, you're rich, you own your own business type of deal. This is, you got to put in the work to get the results. You got to reap the rewards by putting in the work, and the work required, having done a form of this, okay, when it comes to a coffee kiosk business, when looking at the business plan of where you are and where you want to be from a business perspective, I'm telling you, going through the headaches of what you can afford, what you can't afford, how big your kiosk is going to be, all right, how big it is, what you're really going to need, how many employees you can afford, all this planning, it can be so excruciating that A, you may never actually get it started, or B, you get it started, but after, then you got to plan out even more, people's shifts, how long people are working, how much you're paying them per hour, and I'm telling you, if you've never done it before, it can be griefy, all right? It can be grief, all right? That's what it can be. If I could sum it up in one word, it can give you grief, all right? And I would advise you, if you're looking at this from a business perspective, to start a coffee kiosk business. If you're looking at it to make money, if that's really what you're looking for, before you consider starting a coffee kiosk business, before you head down this road, all right? If you hear me out here for a minute, I've got a lead that can save you a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And my story with this goes back a year ago when I transitioned from a traditional business, came across a person building a business on the internet. Now, I won't tell you the internet's the only way to go, but they're making a high multiple 6-figure income business without supplies, without employees, without going through the headaches of business planning, what they could afford, what they couldn't afford, how many employees they were going to need, how big the kiosk was going to be, how small it was going to be, all right, how much rent was going to be, without going through any of those headaches whatsoever. Just building a business right from their laptop computer from their home and traveling around the world. And because they were doing this so lucratively, making more money every month than I was making in 2 years, I started to model and copy them. I reached out to them on Facebook, and luckily they reached back to me. Less than a month later, created a full-time income business working part-time. Not average or typical results. This is not some gimmick I worked my butt off. I decided not to be average or typical, alright? That's how I was able to do that. And I can't emphasize enough, if you're wanting to build a business to be your own boss, if that's what you're looking for, learn to build a business on the internet. Learn to build a leveraged business model where the internet does the heavy lifting for you. all right, if you want to build a business to create time, freedom, flexibility, and leverage. So I hope you enjoyed this talk. In a nutshell, that's just my little overview / review / rant and experience, and I look forward to seeing your success story regardless of the road you decide to take. And if you do want to learn more information about how to build a business on the internet, make sure at the end of this video to check out my site. If you're coachable, open-minded, willing to learn some things, then I'll connect with you there. It's 123marketingtips.com, and I'll see you on the beach of the world. Take care.